Like tons of organizations, the Nigeria and Britain Association are interested in the future of leaders of Nigeria. Now, for this reason, the second edition of the Akintola Williams National Debate has been taking place in recent weeks. Our correspondent Cynthia Are was at the finals and now reports.
Don't let the singing and dancing fool you. These students are here for one thing and one thing only: to emerge number one. It's the second edition of the Akintola Williams National Youth Debate, taking place in Green Springs School, Lekki. And after 64 schools had gone head-to-head in the past weeks, only 4 have made it to the finals. The increase in the price of fuel products and the challenge with electricity in Nigeria formed the basis for the topic of the day: the development of renewable energy sources becoming a worldwide economic priority. Some support it.
With these few points of mine, I know without a doubt that every one of you here will agree vehemently with me. What you already know before we get here, may I remind you, that the development of renewable energy sources must become a worldwide economic priority.
While others oppose.
We believe that this is one of the hot topics of debate of recent, and we would like to align with the school of thought that the development of renewable energy sources must not become a worldwide economic priority.
One by one, the debaters mount the stage, and it all comes down to this.
Number one, Dowen College.
Feels like everything you worked for is playing out, like it's all worth it.
Second place went to Olashore School, while third place went to Iloko Model College. Atlantic Hall came in at number 4, but that does not dampen their spirits.
I learned a lot doing research for this debate. Like, I wouldn't have done this if not for this debate.
Well, the debate is over and there are really no winners or losers, but just better convincers. But Dowen College, it sure feels good to emerge as number 1. And for those who didn't claim that spot, better luck next year. Cynthia Are, Channels Television News.
Some nostalgic feeling watching those young ones there. But to other school now, this time it's not about debating. As parents of students of Keke Senior High School, Estate Junior High School and Stadium Junior Grammar School, all in Ijaiye housing estate in Lagos, are asking the state government to intervene in the controversy which has led to a lockup of the recreational field used by the 3 schools. They say although the land was sold in June 2015, the alleged buyer has only recently shown intentions to begin construction, which would be detrimental to the students and residents of the estate. Our correspondent, Ini Thompson, has more.
These are not professional footballers, but just individuals who love the game and believe that the health benefit would do them a lot of good. Most of them are residents of Ijaiye housing estate in Agege area of Lagos and discover they have a common habit over time.
I'm a medical doctor, and I know the importance of exercising. And because I normally propagate this, when this idea came up, myself and other members, we thought it's an avenue for us to exercise. And because we have passion for football, we decided to form an all-star team.
Every Saturday, except the last Saturday in the month in the last 4 years, the team says they meet at the recreational field of Keke High School, which is located inside their estate. However, this routine has been interrupted.
We were made to understand that some land speculators had come to take forceful possession of the parcel of land where we play. And I think it's important for us to know that that parcel of land where we play is bordered by 3 schools. It's a parcel that is used for recreational activities by 3 schools.
Today, the only recreational space for Keke Senior High School, Estate Junior High School and Stadium Junior Grammar School, the same field which contributed to the discovery of football star Lukman Haruna, wears the face of a construction site and is under lock and key. and the school football coach calls it a loss to the community.
This field has served that purpose of discovering talent, like Kingsley Woodall, Dami Falomomi. So my brother is someone that applies his trades in Europe now, and I see him as someone that has achieved indigenously from this field, because this field has served a very great purpose by engaging the youth and bringing them off the streets.
The most affected group of this turnout of event remains the students of the schools, and their parents say they have not been quiet.
We make an announcement in the radio, in paper. We wrote petition to different places, to governor's office, to Ministry of Education, to Lagos State House of Assembly. So later they call us. When they call us, then it was there we discovered that the land was sold by LSDBC.
Channels Television has reached out to Lagos State Development and Property Corporation, which is supposed to be in charge of the estate, but the corporation says it would prefer not to comment on the matter because it is before the Lagos State House of Assembly, a similar response to what the State House of Assembly representative of Agege 2 constituency has given. However, Channels Television is open whenever any of the parties is ready to comment, especially because residents of Ijaiye housing estate and parents of the schools say they are strongly against the sale of the recreational field. Ini Thompson reporting for Channels Television News.
Many thanks, Ini Thompson. Time for us to go to our business news studios where Anne is standing by.
Sulaiman. Welcome to Business News. The new president of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, Professor Segun Ajibola, has described the spate of job cuts in the banking sector as a bitter pill. Explaining the rationale behind the staff restructuring, Professor Ajibola says such decisions are born out of the need to recover returns on investments.
Banks are profit-making institutions. They are owned by investors who expect returns on their investment. Now, when there are challenges, the question will be asked, what risk do I face as an investor? Then one easy way of managing performance is to reduce cost. You either minimize cost to maximize profit. So, one way of minimizing costs is to look at the staffing structure. The kind of structure we have today, does that support the quantum of business we are doing?
Well, it was a 4-day trading week as the federal government declared Monday, May the 30th as public holiday to commemorate Democracy Day. The key broad index ended the week down 4.39% at 27,634.42, driven by profit-taking on last week's gains. Market capitalization also declined to 9.49 trillion naira. A turnover of 1.26 billion shares worth 11.58 billion naira in 17,434 deals were exchanged by investors at the market. Cadbury led the week's top gainers with 21.66%. The company released a better-than-expected full-year 2015 and Q1 2016 earnings result. On the other hand, Oando lost 17.87% to emerge the top loser for the week. UBA, FBN Holdings and Zenith Bank collectively accounted for 33.57% of total volume traded during the week. Now let's move to the interbank market now, where overnight rate fell to an average of 3% on ample liquidity from budgetary allocations to government agencies. Total banking system liquidity stood at 408.25 billion naira, and that's up from 277 billion naira last week. The central bank sold a total of 143.85 billion naira in short-dated treasury bills at an auction on Wednesday. But no cash left the system because the same amount of treasury bills also matured, resulting in a rollover. Well, traders expect rates to climb next week as banks make deposits for dollar purchase at the central bank's weekly sale. Nigeria's local currency, the naira, is expected to maintain more stability at the interbank and the parallel market. That will happen next week as traders await pronouncements from the CBN over the implementation of the flexible exchange rate policy. In the meantime, the naira weakened by 1.14% at the parallel market, hitting 355 to the dollar, 505 to the pound, and 390 to the euro. At the interbank market, the naira strengthened to 199 naira 5 kobo to the dollar, 286 naira 92 kobo to the pound, and 221 naira 83 kobo to the euro. And from there to the bond market, average yield contracted by 3 basis points to close at 12.62%. But analysts at Codros Capital say that sentiments were mixed this week as investors continued to grapple with implications of the impending flexible foreign exchange policy and its impact on system liquidity. There was strong buying interest in short-dated bonds, and this was driven by buoyant system liquidity. On the other hand, long and mid-dated securities experienced some sell pressure, but analysts expect investors to remain very cautious as they await guidance on the level of supply owing to the anticipated release of June bond auction circular. And that's business news for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Nwawado. The rest of the news continues with Sulaiman.
Still ahead on the news at 10, 22-year-old Spaniard Gabin Muguruza upsets top seed Serena Williams in straight sets to win her first Grand Slam and French Open title. That's in sports news. Stay with us.